Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Skolnik. I'm so happy that you're here today. Today we're going to make some salt dough so that we can make some cool little Easter egg ornaments. So I had to go to a store and find my ingredients. And the ingredients that I needed to make salt dough are, of course, salt, flour, which I have a big container of flour over here, and that's it, and water from my own faucet. Now, some of the supplies I need are a big mixing bowl, measuring cups. These are really old measuring cups. They're about as old as I am. So we're going to use these today, and they have the fractions right on them. Kind of hard to see. So we're going to be using some fractions today as well. I needed a spoon and my rolling pin. And I didn't have an Easter egg cutter, so I found one of Christopher's Easter eggs. So I'm going to use that to cut my Easter eggs in the dough when I'm done. You could probably use a piece of cardboard and shape it into an Easter egg shape if you don't have anything. All right, so let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a 1/2 cup of flour. And here's my flour, and here's my measuring cup. So if I filled this all the way up to this line right here, that would be 1 whole cup. But I only need half of that. So I'm going to take my little flour scoop, and I'm going to carefully fill in my measuring cup up to the 1/2 of a cup. You can see it right there. 1/2 of a cup. So I'm only using half. If I divided it equally, I'm only using half of my cup. I'm going to pour that right in my mixing bowl. Make sure I get all of it in there. Put my flour to the side. Now I need 1/4 of a cup, 1/4 of a cup of salt. So here's my Morton salt, the little girl with a raincoat. And I'm going to find my measurement. Oh, on my measuring cup here, again, if I filled it all the way up to this line, that would be 1 whole cup. For the flour, we measured right up to 1/2 of the cup. I only need 1/4 of a cup. You'll find that measurement down here. So once I fill the salt in, you'll be able to see it a little bit better. And let me shake it down so it's nice and flat. Okay, I'm almost there. You tell me when. And stop. Perfect. I'm right at the 1/4 of a cup line. Perfect. I'm going to put that in with my flour. Now I'm going to mix that together. And now I'm going to head over to my sink because I need to have 1/4 of a cup of water to put in with my dough. I'll be right back. Okay, boys and girls, I know this is going to be a little bit more challenging to see because the water is see-through, but I've filled it right up to 1/4 of a cup. I'm going to pour it right in, and I'm going to carefully mix this up. You can put the water in a little bit at a time if that makes it a little bit easier, but you can see inside my bowl it's forming a dough. It's really sticky, and it just kind of smells like flour. If it's too sticky, you can always add a little bit more flour to it. This actually looks pretty good. I'm going to put a little bit of flour on my fingers so it doesn't stick to me. Getting all the extra off of my spoon. Put my spoon here. Now, I'm going to take some flour and put it on my counter. Make sure you can see. Put it on the counter. And I'm going to take the dough out of the bowl, my nice little ball of dough, and just roll it around on the counter. Now, this is called kneading the dough. So I'm using the palm of my hand, kind of picking it up and flipping it and moving it all around. And I put flour on the counter so that it doesn't get too sticky. And you can switch hands. It's good exercise for your hands and your fingers. You can really squish it. And this is called kneading the dough. So while I'm kneading this for a minute, let me tell you, today I am headed over to, because technically we don't have school today. It's Good Friday, so it's not really a school day for us, but I wanted to do this activity with you for the weekend. So today I am headed over to Otis Air Force Base, and I'm going to be helping pack up some boxes of food for our veterans who live on Cape Cod, because some people are having a hard time getting to the stores right now. I'm going to grab a little bit more flour. Good. And this is just to help out those people who can't get to the stores and who may need a little bit of extra help getting some food in the house during this time. All right, so here's my dough. And I've kneaded it. Whoops. I'm going to roll it into a ball, just like Play-Doh. It feels just like Play-Doh. All right, so there's my nice ball. Now, I'm going to use my fractions again. I got myself a nice sharp knife. I'm super careful. You let your grown-ups do this. And I'm going to cut my ball into 2 equal pieces. So that means I'm going to cut it in half. Very good. All right, so now I have 2 equal pieces of dough. Now, what would happen if I took those 2 equal pieces, turned them, and then cut them into half again to make 4 equal pieces? Well, look at that. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal pieces of dough. Excellent. I'm going to put these 3 pieces in here and keep 1/4 of my dough, 1/4, to roll out on the counter. Now here's my little ball of dough, my rolling pin. I'm going to move back a little bit here. And I'm going to carefully use my rolling pin. If you don't have a rolling pin, you can use anything. You can use a soup can. You could use the container for the salt to roll it out. So you're going to roll it out just, so it's about that thick or so. Okay. Now I'm going to take Christopher's half of an Easter egg, half of his Easter egg, and I'm going to press it down to make the shape of an Easter egg. Oh, that looks cool. I think I might want to hang this Easter egg somewhere. So I'm going to take, I just happen to have a chopstick right here. As you know, Mrs. Skolnik likes to eat a lot of sushi. If you have a chopstick or a straw or anything, and I'm going to make a little hole at the top of the Easter egg. All right. Now, there's my beautiful Easter egg. He's ready to go in the oven. Put your oven on warm. This is your grown-up's job. For about 170 degrees. You're going to place these on a cookie sheet, and you're going to let them dry out. You're not really baking them like you would bake a cake. You just want the dough to dry out. So I'm going to pop these in the oven now. I'm going to let them sit, and I'm going to go do some things around the house, maybe even take Abby and Izzy for a little walk. Christopher's here, so I'm not leaving the oven unattended. And tonight, when they're nice and cool, I'm going to put some cool designs on them. I may use some paint, I may use markers, and then I'm going to hang them in my window. All right, have a good day, boys and girls. Mwah. Stay tuned for part 2.